Welcome into TuddyTalk. I'm Devin,
I'm Gifford.
and this is week 8 of the BDEFL Fantasy Football League podcast. That's such a bad name. Good thing we switched to TuddyTalk. Welcome in. Last week we had a few upsets, I think, I would call them. If you want to call Eric beating Tatani an upset.
I guess so.
I mean, some people might, but I just call it sweet, sweet luxury for this league, man. Oh, I thought Satani was going to steamroll this whole league.
No,
I'm okay with how it's going right now.
me too.
Let's see. We still have an undefeated team, so that's really cool. We still have a very defeated team, so that's not as cool. But we're going to talk about all of that and more. We're going to talk about our favorite players coming up this week.
Yep.
A little new segment, you know. Got to switch it up a little bit. It's week 8.
Yeah, we're halfway point. We're not switching up anything, so.
Exactly. Let's jump into our power rankings. Starting first at the very bottom, keeping it there. We got Apple.
So at number 11, we got. I'm just kidding. Apple. It's tough. At this point of the season, you desperately need a win. We do not want you to be like the Detroit Lions. We do not want to see an 0-14 team. But you recently made a trade with Devin. Brian Thomas is a good addition to your team. But as a result, you lost T. Higgins. So we shall see. I know you're using him for bait next year, but you really need Jaden Daniels to be healthy just to have a little bit of a chance against the best team in the league this week.
Who's playing it?
Oh, never mind. He's playing Tatani, not Eric. Sorry about that.
Eric is playing Chris.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
So that's not much better for Chris.
Yeah, there's really, like you said, hit the nail on the head. Switching those two players, I mean, okay. And you're also building for next year with a 5th round pick. That's fine too. I get that Brian Thomas is a little younger, so I'm willing to help you out there. I like T. Higgins' playoff schedule, so I'm okay with where I'm at. So thanks for the trade. Good luck to you. I hope you beat Tatani.
Oof.
I don't think that's an oof. I mean, if Tatani had 0 wins, I would say the same thing.
That's true.
I don't want anybody to not win a single game, you know?
That's true.
All right, moving to number 11.
No, I'm talking about his chances to win, but that's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Moving to number 11, moving down 2 spots is Scott.
Scott, just a frustrating season so far. You started off 2-2. You are on a 3-game skid, and your team name is now I Hate Fantasy Football. That's not the first time.
Fantasy, that's rough.
That's not the first time we've heard that from you. But yeah, just you really need CJ Stroud to perform this week. That's going to be your key to victory. Has an easy matchup, so we shall see if he gets that done.
Going up against Indy, you expect him to do really well.
Yep.
The Texans always smack the shit out of the Colts, so I mean, since CJ has gotten in. So hopefully he does better than, what did he get? He got
86 yards last week.
Yeah, last week was just god-awful.
Yep.
Hopefully Kareem Hunt continues on his roll. He's been getting like 20-plus points every week.
RB1.
He's been really good. Hopefully he can continue that. Oh, bless you.
Oh
my goodness. You okay? All right. Yeah, Tank Bigsby too. That's just crazy. The resurgence of his career has been really good.
As a young man.
Yeah, his second year, I think. So, is it just a resurgence or just a surgence? I guess.
I hope so. I don't know. I think he's going to take ETN's spot. I really do.
I could see that happening. All right, moving up 1 spot is Chris. Well, moving down 1 spot, but moving into the 10 spot is Chris. Hurry up, Cup. And well, that name is irrelevant now because he is now back.
He is now back.
Cooper Kupp scoring 13.5 points on Thursday Night Football. Congratulations. Welcome back to Cup.
Unfortunately, you have a difficult matchup this week against Eric, as we mentioned. So that's going to be an uphill battle as Jefferson outplayed Kupp. So that's not in your favor. Also, notoriously, the Cowboys have played terrible against the 49ers. So Dak and CD are going to be in for another tough game this week. It is not looking good for you, Chris. Your fall from grace from last year has been one to study.
Yeah, I really hope that, the Cowboys can beat the 49ers just in real life football considerations.
Actually, you know what? The Niners are so banged up. The Cowboys might actually do well.
Cowboys could do it.
Yep.
I mean, I could see it, but they also have a tendency to just fall apart. So
Very true.
I don't know. It could go either way. Sam Laporta, how has he been? Let's do a quick check-in on Sam Laporta.
I think more decent
From
the
this
past couple
podcast.
weeks than he has the
Well,
first.
he got 3 last week,
Okay.
and then 13 the week before by 7-4-2-6.
Oof.
The number 20 tight end from Sam Laporta, the number 1 tight end last year, or top 3 tight
That's
end.
insane.
That's a fall off that you need to talk about. If you want to talk about Chris's fall off, look at Sam's fall off.
You want to talk about Travis and Mark? I mean, at least they played a couple years. Damn, this man's falling off year 2.
Brutal. All right, moving down 1 spot, we have Paris. Now, Paris, you were lumped in with the middle of the pack for the longest time, but I mean, the fall this past couple weeks has been rough to watch.
Go ahead. Sorry.
And this week you have a tough matchup against your betrothed, Nate. I don't see you winning this one, unfortunately.
As long, we've been saying this for weeks on the podcast, as long as you have Zach Charbonnet in your lineup, nothing is going to happen, Paris. Nothing. Cortland Sutton with 0 targets last week.
Brutal.
Crazy.
The biggest bright spot is Brock Bowers on that team right now.
Yes.
And, I mean, that's awesome. But maybe you have to get him out there in a trade, or are you going to keep a tight end for next year?
That's true.
He could be worth it, honestly.
I still have to put you at 9 because you almost beat me this week. You were one Lamar Jackson performance away from beating me on Monday Night Football, which Lamar has done in the past. So I only beat you by 0.14 points. Very close.
Very close. Speaking of Lamar, do you think he's on his way to another MVP?
He's cruising to MVP.
Oh, man. I don't know who's there to challenge him right now.
Nobody.
Darnold's been good, but
Derek,
not
his
MVP.
teammate, maybe.
Yeah. If he goes for 2,000 again, Derek could do it.
Yeah, but Lamar,
20 TDs.
man, Lamar's just playing
Lamar's
out of his.
taking people apart. It's
I've never seen him play this efficient before in his whole career.
because he has an actual run game, not just him. So that's really nice. Good for him. And, well, I mean, not good for you. Nate, you're moving up 2 spots, and we're staying in that matchup. So
A
that's
little winning streak for Nate. Huh? No, actually, 1 game winning streak. Never mind. He was 2-2.
sitting at 3-4 right now.
Sitting at 3-4. Nate, I think with Jalen Hurts playing the way he has the past 2 weeks gives your team a breath of life. You would like to see Devontae do a little bit better, but it's his first game. The Jets are going to try to push their way into the playoffs with this crappy start. So I like your team. I think your team has improved leaps and bounds, and I think you really have a chance of pushing for that 6th seed here, the final stretch.
The wild card team. Yeah, it could definitely happen. There's a few different teams that are vying for that position. Devontae Adams, garbage game for the first week against the Jets.
Yeah. You know Devontae Adams lost to the Steelers 2 weeks in a row?
I saw that. Poor guy. Man. I don't know if I could take that.
He didn't play the first game, though, so it doesn't matter. It's whatever.
I guess, but still. Evan Ingram, he got 6 points. That's fine for a tight end. You want that. Stephon Diggs has looked pretty nice, hasn't he? Or am I, once again?
I don't know. I just know that he's a diva as usual.
He's been really good. Just last week kind of put up a stinker with 4.8. So
Yeah,
that's fine.
well, with CJ putting up 86 yards, I mean, you're not going to get
Right.
only a portion of that.
Right. But, I mean, yeah, this team is going to win, I think, this week. Only 1 backup running back? That's crazy. Yeah, I think Nate's going to win this week, so it doesn't matter. Also, just to put it out there, Deontay Johnson is marked out, Paris.
Yep.
Make sure that you get him on your bench.
We forgot to mention DeAndre Hopkins to the Chiefs. Is that going to make an impact at all?
Yeah, I think switching QBs from Will Levis to Patrick Mahomes will create a pretty big difference.
I just didn't know if we were doing the washed agenda for D-Hop at this point.
Washed in what way, though?
Like Julio on the Titans kind of washed.
But the Chiefs know how to use their veterans.
I hope so.
I think that he could be okay there.
The only reason I'm doubtful for that, and maybe this is another Super Bowl run for the Chiefs, is Mahomes' play this year. Just
doesn't matter when you have that defense.
I guess so. I'm just talking DeAndre Hopkins production.
About to look like Trent Dilfer in the Super Bowl. But I mean, I think they could still win another one.
Please don't.
I think that D-Hop, he's not going to be Rashee Rice. Oh my God. He's not going to be Rashee Rice in this offense, but he will be a possession guy who probably gets at least 8 to 10 targets a game?
I would have to assume so. I mean, unless you use D-Hop to distract from Worthy and get Worthy going. I don't know.
Man, Worthy, he's another John Ross, man. That's what's going on there.
That's a good take. I actually like that take a lot.
Thank you.
But he hasn't been injury prone. He's playing at least.
That's true.
John Ross would play 2 games and be hurt the whole season. So
Fair.
UW's finest.
Moving on, and moving down 2 spots is Tommy. And, I mean...
This is the first time we're dropping someone from a win. Tommy, your win was abysmal, man. With Chris putting up a mere 60, 70 points, it was an easy win. With Jonathan Taylor coming back this week, I am a little bit worried, but I think Joe Mixon, cancels that out. Your team is banged up. It's hurt. Addison and Tutu did not play well. We're recording this after Thursday Night Football. So Tutu would have been a good play if Cup and Puka didn't come back on the same night, which is insane.
That was crazy. I did not expect that
Insane.
to happen.
It's like they planned it. It's like, let's fuck over Tommy this week. But again, Thursday Night Football, first with Sun last week, and now with Puka and Cup. Just gives me another road to another win, hopefully. But Addison is not playing the way you want to. I've seen something where he hasn't gotten more than 3 catches in a game all season.
That's great. Sam Darnold must be just going straight to Jefferson.
Oh, bro, Jefferson is...
Because he's eating this year.
He's eating.
Which is crazy.
Best receiver in the league. I knew that. But
and I do want to ask, did we talk about it last week? Ayuk is now out.
We did not talk about it. I don't think we were recorded before the games, obviously, because he got hurt on Sunday. But Ayuk is out for the season. So, yeah, Tommy, it's looking rough. The only lone bright spot on your team is Jordan Love. He puts up numbers every week. Whether he turns the ball over or doesn't, he'll get you like 4 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. He puts the ball in the end zone, and he's the lone bright spot on your team right now because ETN is fading. There's not liking your team, Tommy. You're lucky you're at 8 this week, to be honest.
7.
Or 7.
Moving to the top 6, though. Could you hear that?
I heard that.
That's great. All right. Moving to the top 6, and up 1 spot is Gifford. And, I mean, we mentioned it earlier. Is this a sneaky playoff team?
I think so.
I could see it. Fighting for the wild card. A rough start. But hey, we're moving to the playoffs, huh?
We are. Halfway point in the season. 3-game winning streak. I am so elated. Last week, I think if I went to 2-5 and lost to Paris, I think I would have been demoralized. Because every win from now on really matters. So that was a huge win. I got extremely lucky in a game where Lamar almost dropped 50. Mark Andrews caught 2 touchdowns. Oh my God, Mark. Thank you so much.
Come back to life.
He's back. 2 games in a row, over 10 points. Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon.
What a guy.
That's so awesome. Good for the Texans. They found their guy at running back.
Man.
I don't know how long he's going to stick around. How long was that contract? I
have no clue. But we were not expecting this from a pushing 30 Joe Mixon at all.
Right.
I get DeAndre Swift back this week, so that is another plus. Chase Brown had an off week last week. I expect him to do a little bit better, at least double digits. I don't need him to do anything special.
He's still better than Zach Moss, so anything you get from Chase Brown is a plus.
Geno, first multi-touchdown game of the season.
Let's go.
Eugene. Against the Bills, a little bit of a tough matchup, but I like it. We're at home. We got to win a home game. We haven't won a home game in a while, so.
This season has been... It's been tough to watch the Seahawks for a full game.
The Falcons game was great, though. I watched.
It was, but I didn't have confidence in that game, which is crazy. Especially with Bijan going crazy.
He's still lighting us up. But Geno still leading the league in yards, which is insane to say halfway through the season. Garrett Wilson outperformed Devontae Adams the first game.
First game, yeah.
First game. Marv played like trash, but I will say this. I was down 1.5 points going toward the end of the game, and Marv got 1 more catch to seal the game.
What a crazy ending.
Lamar's last touchdown to Derrick Henry, I thought I was going to lose. I said in the chat, I was like, I'm really going to lose.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals were going into the 4th quarter, and Marv didn't do anything but 1 first down, 10-yard catch, secured me the win.
The Bears should not have had a chance last week.
No, but
it's insane.
47 points is insane.
Oh, man. I mean, final thoughts about this team. Once CMC's back, the league might be cooked.
Here's one thing, though. If the 49ers continue to lose, do you risk bringing CMC back? Or
yes.
just... Okay.
They're losing because they're injured. Once they get their players back, they will be They will be playing their players.
That's true.
No. Moving down one spot into 5 is Brittany Brown. You see her name?
Yeah.
Brown.
I think she's gonna change her name, or is that
I assume she will. I'm not sure. She said she's doing something with the names.
Gotcha.
She wouldn't specify what that thing is.
She's going with one name things, like Neighbors last week.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Brittany had a tough loss last week. Again, I think it was misplaying players. I think it was another case.
Yeah, but I don't think she would have won.
No, she wouldn't have.
Played the right players.
Baker made it respectable in that game, but Brittany has lost 3 in a row, which is highly concerning. She's on the brink of falling out of playoff contention, but
she's still a top 5 team.
She is. She's still a top 5 team. Her team's finally healthy this week. Tua is coming back soon, so Achane should pick it up.
That's a very big... As small as that may sound, Tua's coming back, that's going to affect this team.
Someone in Chop Top spent $150 on Tyreek, so that's how much he believes in Tua. But Monty did get banged up last week. Is he playing still this week, or is he out a little?
No tag.
No tag. So Monty is playing.
Practicing on Wednesday.
Amon-Ra, top 3 wide receiver in the league. Had double digits every week. So
he's so good.
He's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brittany will be just fine. Just a little bit of a tough hill, but I'm nipping at her heels.
You are, but she has a pretty easy matchup this week.
She does. I will say this, in this 4-game stretch, including this week against Tommy, I probably had the easiest schedule in the league. So
yeah, I don't think you're gonna pass her this week, but it's very possible that you could in the next coming weeks.
There's a lot of 3 and 4 teams playing each other. This is a big jumbled up
There are. Once you get past the top 4, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Because I'm playing Tommy. Tommy's what, 4 and 3?
No, he's 3 and 4 as well.
He's 3 and 4 as well. So there's a bunch of teams just jumbled up.
5 3 and 4s and no 4 and 3s.
Man,
everybody
that's
is above
insane.
5 and 2.
That's crazy. The battle for 500.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of brink playoff teams, and you're one of them. Brittany's one of them, and
Nate,
Tommy, Paris. Moving on to number 4, we have Sammy moving up 2 spots, and I mean she got over 100. That's good. Last week wasn't quite 100, but that's fine because she got the win on a 3-game winning streak now. The team's been solid. However, you lost Mike Evans.
Rough.
How much does that hurt this team?
I think it depends how well Chase plays week to week. If Chase is just lights out, he can cover up that missing piece. But if Chase struggles some weeks, it's going to be very tough to replace someone like Mike. But luckily, he didn't get the Godwin treatment because Godwin's out for the year.
Yeah.
Evans is just out for a couple weeks. So, Sammy, I think you'll be okay. You have J.K. Dobbins coming back this week. I think they were on... Or, no, he played last week.
Yeah, he played last week.
He played last week. I'm talking out my ass here.
That's fine. Let's see. Right now, I know you're on vacation or you may be getting back very soon, but Mike Evans is out and he's in your starting lineup. Make sure that you switch him out before Sunday at 10.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck with that. Moving to number 3 and moving down 2 spots because of a loss. Tatani, you are here. Yeah, you had a respectable score, but you just could not finish because of Kirk Cousins. Kirk against the Seahawks. Who would have thought that he scored that low?
I think that's the Byron Murphy effect. We're undefeated when he's in the lineup.
Love that.
Tatani, we were talking off cam here just a minute ago. I really think you're mortal, man. I think you made some very, very poor decisions. Baker being one of them. I knew from the jump Kirk wasn't going to do that every week. In the past 2 weeks, you have had him trash.
Mm-hmm.
You pick up Bo Nix. That consolation bracket, Tatani, starting to show. Why would you pick up Bo Nix?
I think he might be panicking.
I think you're panicking. You're trying to put Kamara on the trade block. What are you doing? What are you doing, Tatani?
I get that, though. If he can get rid of Kamara for a decent haul, that's a good trade for him because
I understand.
He's hurt right now, and all of his offensive linemen are garbage right now. They're all hurt. I think that Kamara's value was at an all-time high a couple weeks ago, and it's just going down and down and down.
He did sign a new contract though, and I think Kamara's still productive enough for a keeper type situation. Yeah.
He's just not going to be a premier guy next year.
No, he's probably going to be a lottery pick. But yeah, there's just some chinks in your armor, Tatani. DK's hurt. Godwin's out for the year. That's a huge hit to your team. Godwin was probably your second best receiver, I would say, behind AJ Brown when he was hurt. So yeah, it's not looking good. Chuba shit the bed last week. I think you're going down, Tatani.
It's tough. Now DK's out too.
Is he officially out this week?
He's in his IR right now. He's quoted as doubtful, but I don't think he's playing. Yeah, I doubt he's playing.
Tyler Lockett season.
I guess maybe if we can win. Oh, you okay, buddy? Going up against Buffalo, that's tough.
Yeah. But yeah, coming in at number 2 is Big Papa Devin.
I'm at number 2, and I mean, I can't go any lower right now, even though my team deserves to be probably number 4.
When was the last time you scored over 100?
It's been a little bit. Don't worry about me. Worry about yourself. This week I am projected to go over that because I actually have a starting wide receiver this week.
Yep.
Puka Nacua, last minute at 5:14 is when I put him in my lineup.
Desperately needed. Who were you gonna play? Because Juju
Khalil Shakir.
Khalil.
Yeah, the wide receiver 2 on that team.
True.
Which he could go off still, but I don't think he's
not
going over
Puka.
16.
No, he's not Puka.
They just kept feeding him, and that was a very big surprise. I thought he was going to be on a snap count, and I thought that I don't know. I saw 7-0, and I said, "Fuck it, Puka's back."
Were you more pissed that Kyron is continuing his stretch, or that Puka was able to keep you still within reach within Kyron's production?
I mean, I think I'm happy for that Kyron was able to, or Puka was able to keep up with Kyron.
Yeah, I don't think
Kyron has been on a fucking streak.
Is that the new CMC?
He doesn't receive as much, does he?
No, I don't think so. But I don't know. These numbers are just like weekly on a weekly.
He scored 2 touchdowns last week, another one this week. I think that's 10 weeks in a row. He's been just lighting it up. The number 2 running back over the season so far.
Sammy, that's a keeper.
Absolutely.
But
that's a keeper.
Yeah, talk more about your team. Big trade. Got T in now.
T Higgins, I like the guy. He is now questionable, so that's cool. Let's check that out. I mean, Brian Thomas, I love him. Rookie of the year.
You loved him.
I do. I still do. I think he's great. I think that he's going to do great for Apple, but T Higgins is proven, and I mean, I also got an extra pick out of it, so I think that's okay. T Higgins listeners should be good to go.
That's good.
Moving on to number 1, we have Eric, and I mean, he's fully healthy right now. And what's stopping him? He just beat Tatani.
Nobody. And
this week he has an easy matchup. I don't think that he's going to lose.
The only thing stopping Eric at this point is a catastrophic injury. The one negative thing I can say about Eric is that K9 just cannot seem to stay healthy week to week. Now, this week it's an illness, I'm pretty sure, but if K9 had Adrian Peterson's body type and toughness, he'd be top 3 running back in the league. But
coming an hour ago, he is off the injury report.
He is now off the injury report, so that is good.
There you go.
For the Seahawks. But
the only questionable you have is George Kittle, and I think that's just because Kittle doesn't practice during the week, so you're fine. Nick
Eric
Chubb is back, doing good things there.
This is my team from 2021. I feel you just go down to but
DJ Moore though, that's Eric's guy through and through.
Yeah, I mean,
and he's starting to look good too. The Bears are looking really good, so good for him. Derrick Henry, unstoppable, crazy monster. Jesus.
Joe Burrow, top 3 quarterback in the league.
Yeah, no, this team is the best in the league.
Yep.
Right now. Yeah,
hands down. And that's your week's power rankings.
Last week's competition was Dirty 30, and that was the closest player to 30 points. And the closest one was 29.7, which is insane. Saquon Barkley, Tatani, you didn't get the win, but you did get the $5 for last week.
Good for you, Tet.
Yeah, really good. And moving on to this week, we are doing the underperformers. So the biggest underperformance from your projection, that's the $5 competition this week.
Yeah, so this segment we're doing our favorite quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end for this week. So I'll let the commish go first.
Excluding the Thursday night game, I should say, because we are after Thursday night. Hopefully, down in the future, we're able to record before Thursday night. It's been rough lately, but that's okay. This week, I am starting with quarterback, going to go with my guy, Jalen Hurts. I haven't talked about him that much this year, but Jalen, I think he's on the upswing, and this week he gets Cincinnati. I think that it's going to be a really big week for him.
Understandable. I'm going the exact opposite. I'm going Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow has been defense-proof, almost, and I think he's going to light up the Eagles' questionable secondary.
I like what I'm hearing. We're just going to go really quick with these. Moving to running back, I'm actually going to go with Kenneth Walker. So,
wow, against the Bills have a sus running defense.
Yeah, now that DK's out, we could be leaning a lot on the run game. I know that Geno likes to air it out. He likes to throw it a lot. But I think Kenneth Walker could be catching a lot of those balls this week.
I like that. Man, this is an easy one. I'm staying with the home team. Joe Mixon against the Colts. That's a layup.
Homer.
Homer
pick. Come on now.
We're going for 3 touchdowns this week. We going all the way.
Moving to wide receivers. I wanted to take Puka, but that was a last minute thing, and he's already played. So, unfortunately, Tyreek is questionable? My pick is no longer Tyreek Hill. Off the cuff, let's see. You
pick his partner, Jalen.
I could go. Fuck it. Let's go Waddle. Waddle. Scoring a lot of points this week. If Tyreek's out, let's see. Gonna hedge my bet a little bit.
Let's see if Tua still remembers how to throw the ball.
What a garbage segment.
I'm going with AJ Brown, man. AJ Brown's gonna score multiple touchdowns this week, and it's gonna be good for you, Tatani, because Godwin's obviously out. So there you go.
Simple. I like it. Moving to tight ends, and this has been a wasteland this year, so really, who's to say? But
pick your boy. You haven't picked anybody from your team yet.
Who do I? Oh, Trey.
Pick him.
Trey has a tough matchup.
So who are they playing?
Miami.
I guess they have a decent defense.
Yeah, I don't know. Not a lot of great matchups this week, except for your guy. I'm going to go with Kyle Pitts.
Who are the Falcons playing?
They are playing the Buccaneers.
That's possible.
Kyle Pitts. Let's see. What did he do last time against the Buccaneers?
10 points off the top of my head.
Jesus. 12.
12.
So that was his best game of the season? Yeah. Let's go with Kyle Pitts.
Poor guy, man. Put him in another offense. He's a star. I'm going with Brock Bowers. That's a boring pick, but...
It's not a boring pick. This is a rookie guy. Rookie tight end.
A rookie phenom.
And just killing the league. And it's great to see. I love to see it. Young guys succeeding. All right, moving on to our predictions last week. Both of us went 5-1. Different matches.
I just can't seem to catch up to you.
And that's fine with me. Last week, the only one that I got wrong was Brittany. I chose you instead of Nate. And the only one that Gifford got wrong was Tatani. So
I'm sorry for doubting you, Eric.
Is it doubting? It's a tough matchup. That was a really good matchup between the two. I'm happy that both of you got through it decently unscathed. I guess you lost DK and Chris Godwin.
Yeah, that was...
Never mind.
You got shot in the leg.
Don't listen to me. Yeah, but 5-1 for both of us. This week, let's see. Starting out with me.
Me!
Excuse me.
No, I'm just...
I'm going up against Sammy. I'm going to beat Sammy.
Tough matchup this week.
It is a tough matchup. I'm going to give you your props, Sammy, but I just think that my team's not better necessarily, but
his team's
it's lucky.
His teams are just riding the lucky charm right now, the end of the rainbow.
My team continues to be lucky, and it just started Thursday night with Puka coming back. That's just another luck-based thing. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm going with Devin as well, but again, it's gonna be another close game. Another close game where Devin squeaks by through the skin of his teeth.
Am I going to score over 100?
I think you're gonna need to beat Sammy. Yeah.
I think so too. Moving to Chris versus Eric. I am going with Eric. Eric, we just raved about his team. I think that he's going to finish with 1 loss on the season, and he's already.
Man, he's gonna go undefeated the rest of the season.
I think so.
I've been very respectful about Chris's team so far this year. You're gonna get smacked this week. Like Eric's gonna fuck you up, like so bad.
All right. Moving to Apple versus Tatani, and I mean, another brutal matchup.
Apple, you getting fucked up.
Yeah, we got the 11 versus the 2, and the 12 versus the 3. Those are 2 tough matchups. I don't think any upsets are happening there. I'm going with Tatani if it isn't obvious.
Man, especially with like Chubb coming back. Yeah, man. Oh no, Chubb's on Eric's team.
Yeah.
I'm so stupid. Apple,
Apple's got a chance. It's crazy to say.
Even on a depleted Tatani team, I think you're still gonna get smacked, bro.
I hope BTJ comes in and scores 30. Brian Thomas is going for 30 this week.
I hope so too.
I hope you win, but Tatani's going to. Moving to Brittany versus Scott. Scott's unlucky streak is going to continue, unfortunately. Brittany has to get back to winning, or else I'm going to hear about it nonstop here. So, I'm going with Brittany.
In my heart of hearts, I would like Brittany to lose so I can move up. But she's giving me a death glare right now, and I don't like Scott's team. Scott, I hate fantasy football. Yeah, Brittany's going to take the win this week. She's finally healthy. Her team's back to full health, so she's going to win this week.
Moving to Tommy versus Gifford. And again, no upset for me. I'm going with Gifford. Right now, Tommy is projected for 83 points. It's just too much to overcome.
Again, Thursday Night Wonders. When 2 players combine for 5 points, lucky old me, I'm going to pick up the scraps.
And they're both in his flex spot.
Oh, man.
Fuck with them.
Terrible.
That sucks, man. Moving to Nate versus Paris. This could
another couple matchup.
Yeah, it could cause some issues at home. But we'll see. I'd love to hear you guys' takes when you after this week. 105-91.
This is before the players even played too. So yeah, man, Nate's been consistently projected over 100 points. He just had his best outing of the season last week with 118, I think.
Let's see, Nate, 109.
Oh, 109.
So not quite, but...
The 2 weeks ago. So Nate scored 100 2 weeks in a row. Yeah, I like Nate's projection right now.
Yep, Paris is slipping. And I think Nate's on the up and up right now.
I agree.
That is all we have for week 8 in TuddyTalk. I am Devin.
I'm Gifford.
And if you want to see anything else from us, go to our YouTube channel. We will see you next week. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck. See you in week 9.